Good morning, YouTube, and welcome to a solo episode of Marky Mark, No Funky Bunch, playing a bit of Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord, a game that only came out to early access quite recently, and I think most people have been waiting half of their lives for this game to come out. The original Bannerlord came out sometime in the early 2000s off memory. Huge indie success. It's still in early access, so there is a few refinements and things that need to happen with this game, but look, kudos to Tail Worlds, big shout out to them. They've been really great with the updates, and I think overall it's a pretty fun game as it is anyway. So look, check it out on Steam, have a look, purchase it if you can. Anyway, let's get into it. So just going to be doing a campaign sort of playthrough. Just waiting for the loading screen to come through. There is a few loading screens in the old game, but look, they're not too bad. Typically, they do go through pretty quickly. There we go. Alright, so character creation. They've really amped up on the character creation on this, the new version compared to the original Mountain Blade Warband. I think the initial choices that you have, they actually explain them a little bit more, and it definitely helps out to understand where you're heading with your particular character. Won't deal too much with, I guess, the descriptions, but just let's have a look at the bonuses. So the Vlandians, you get 20% more upgrade XP to troops from the battles. Sturgians, 20% less speed penalty from snow. Empire, construction speed. Battanians, 10% less speed penalty to parties from forests. 10% extra speed, and Azari caravans are 30% cheaper to build and 10% less trade penalty. Look, I think the two best ones, in my opinion, are the Vlandians and the Azaria guys. Caravans, getting money, etc., always helps. Vlandians, obviously, XP talks for itself. In this instance, I think we're going to go Azaria. It's always nice to start off as a trade sort of build at the early onset anyway. Rather than spend too much time going through, let's just go random character. There we go. I like that. Like the moustache, like the hair. Let's roll with that. Won't change the voice too much. Sounds perfect. And let's go next. Alright. So now we need to choose, I guess, a bit of a backstory for the bloke. So we got kinsfolk of Emo, warrior slaves. Oh wait, is there a... No, there wasn't. That's all good. Warrior slaves, urban merchants, oasis farmers, Bendon. As you can see, depending on your choice, it sort of affects how your character gets skills and focuses, etc. Focus essentially helps you learn particular skills. I reckon in this instance, might go warrior slaves, gives us a bit on polearm and then also a little bit on riding. So, early childhood. As a childhood, you're noted for your leadership, your brawn, attention to detail, aptitude for numbers, way with people, and skill with horses. I think in this instance, just going to go aptitude for numbers. That helps out, giving a little bit of trade, and also engineering. Engineering becomes really important for sieges and that sort of caper, but also the trade side of things obviously helps us get a bit of money quickly. Let's see, working in stables, reading and studying. Wouldn't mind doing something that sort of helps out charm and leadership. So I might go reading and studying. That'll help out engineering and also leadership. Leadership helps you with your parties, etc. And our youth. Rode with the Scouts. The biggest reason for Rode with the Scouts is that you get to start off with a bow, which is a massive help if you get sidetracked by looters along the way when you don't have a huge party. Young adulthood. Let's see. Defeat an enemy in battle. Led a successful manhunt. Invested money in a workshop. Survived a siege. Had a famous escapade, or you treated people well. I reckon in this instance, going to go defeated an enemy in battle. That just helps out with some of those initial one-handed, two-handed, and polearm, or one-handed, two-handed sort of skills. Or also adds 1 valor and plus 20 renown to the particular character. All right. So how did we escape? So, like many families in Caladria, your life was upended by war. Your home was ravaged by the passage of army after army. Eventually, you sold your property, set off with your father and mother, brother, and your two younger siblings to a new town you'd heard was safer, but you did not make it. Along the way, the inn at which you were staying, was attacked by raiders. Your parents were slain, and your two younger siblings seized. But you and your brother survived because let's try go. Oh, there you go. Something that helps out the charm skill. And that'll just help persuading lords and that sort of caper. So there you go. Charm skill, organise travellers to break out. Let's move on. Alright, random name. Alright, enter our name. We'll go Marky Mark. Alright. Oh, not allowed to have spaces in it. So it's Marky Mark, single word. Next. Let's keep this as difficult as we possibly can because hell, why not? So we'll go everything realistic. Won't go enable death because that just makes things so messy. Alright, and let's get started. So the start of the game, you'll end up in a bit of a tutorial sort of scenario where you can sort of fight against a couple of people in the training fields, as well as also do a few archery and horse riding sort of skills. In this instance, I'm just going to skip past this and I'm just going to skip the tutorial. I've had a bit of experience in this, so I'm not exactly a great player, but most certainly don't want to waste time going through all this sort of thing. Alright, and here we are. Here's our party. So let's see. So I have to select a family name. Marky Mark, no. Funky Bunch, because why not? There you go. So Marky Mark, no Funky Bunch, and we have to select our banner. So we're Syrian. Let's try and find something that sort of looks almost Arabic or something along those lines, since that's the sort of culture. A big Siamester, how about that? And we'll go black, and this is looking beautiful. Alright, done. Let's roll out with that. Alright, so first thing you sort of want to do is probably go to Poros. You always seem to start in the same location in the game. You want to go to a town and just see what it looks like in terms of from trade values and that sort of caper. It gives you like the ability when you go to your little cities to see what you could potentially sell. Plus you're able to recruit troops here. Not today. Looks like all the troops are gone. They have done a good job in the recruiting system as well. The friendlier you become with the various characters and all the locations and that sort of caper, it opens up these boxes. So naturally, if you're super friendly with this particular bloke, you can recruit anything in his line. And depending on the town, these units also get experience as you go. So you can get a fully upgraded unit where other lords and that sort of caper can't. Alright, so we'll leave here. Let's speed it up a little bit, go to Onika, let's buy some products. So this is what I mean. So it sort of says down the bottom that you can buy Poros for 34, but we want to see what we can sell at Poros for 25. That's not, 15. So let's see, we'll buy a few grain. Going to exceed our capacity, which will make us move a little bit slower, but that's okay. And there's only one person for us to recruit, but that'll do. So we'll speed up a little bit while we're doing that. My character, it looks like, can have a couple of selections, so riding. Alright, there you go. Not much of a choice. Alright, small XP bonus per day to party or medium XP bonus per day to tier 1, 2, 3 troops. I'm going to go the small XP bonus per day. Sort of means that everything gets a good hit. And I'm going to use our focus point just to increase our trade. That also helps the learning rate so that we learn things a little, or get trade skill a bit quicker. It's an important part of the game at the very onset. As you can see, we've only got 852 denarios and we're losing $1 every day just because I've got that single little recruit. Alright, so we bought this for 8. Let's sell a few of these for, you need to keep a little bit just so that we can have a bit of money there. We'll get 182 and we've made a net profit of $34. We are rolling in cash right now. We'll travel to some of these other little settlements and see what else they've got for sale. This place is horses. Might buy 2 mules. That'll just help us move around the place a little bit faster, and actually might get a couple more. So I'm going to lose $377, but that's okay. It increases our carrying capacity. which you can sort of see up the top there, but allows you to go much faster. So let's see, there's not really much I can see here that we could potentially make a profit on. Things are not looking great from us from a trading perspective, so we might just get another bloke just in case we run into any trouble with bandits, etc. along the way, and might make our way over to Lycron. Oh, looters, try and avoid those. Alright, so the game actually starts with a main quest, rebuild your clan, which needs you to get a bit of money, grow up to a party to 20 men, reach a clan tier of 2, or clan tier 1, sorry, and hire a companion. But it's also got this investigate Nezareth's Folly. So if you wanted to set up your own kingdom or progress with the main storyline, you basically have to talk to 10 nobles, and they sort of vary in across the map, so they're highlighted by that little exclamation mark there. So we'll just introduce ourselves to this person. What is Nezareth's Folly? Well, that's what some people call the Battle of Pendrick in the year 1077. Emperor Nezareth led an army composed by Khazit and Azeri to fight a coalition of Sturgeons, Battanians, and Valandians. It was a disaster for him. He died, but the victors didn't fare much better. Alright, cool. So that's all we can talk about with her. And we'll move on. Alright, so we'll go to Segura. Let's see what we can buy here. Nothing really cheap at this stage, so we might head over this way. Might end up having to get a bit of a battle just to loot a couple of looters and that sort of caper. Alright, so we'll trade over here. We'll see what we can potentially buy. So there we go, we can sell these for 259 at Poros, but I'm not sure how much money I'll be able to afford. There you go, 440. So we'll buy those for 440 and let's head back over to Poros. Alright. Oh, mountain bandits, do not want to fight them. They are much stronger than just your general looters. Excellent, managed to get away. Alright, we can sell that for 194, 537. We've made a little bit of a profit, increased my trade skill. And let's head back to Onika. So as you start going to towns, you'll sort of get a few tooltips of what you could potentially sell it for in various other places. Cheese. We can buy cheese in Poros for 35 and sell it for 65 here. So let's go back to Poros and buy a bit of cheese. Trade. Cheese, 38. I know we're able to sell at 65, so we'll buy that. Oh, can't quite afford that much. There you go, 700 worth. Now, this is what I mean by the game needing a little bit of balancing. Naturally, you shouldn't be able to buy stuff cheaper in a city and then sell it to a little town for a profit. So I'm sure these little sort of doohickeys will get out of the way at some point, but for now, it's a good way to make money for us anyway. Alright, so we'll sell that. 846, made another bit of profit there. Let's see what we can buy. We can buy this for, we probably do need a little bit of grain. No, we'll be right for now. Alright, let's go to Tarkatus. Let's see what we've got available there. Actually, we might go to Zionica first. Keeping my party pretty slim. I only sort of want a few men just in case we do run into bandits. But they do cost money, and we don't have a lot of money at this stage. Might have a look here. So Velvet, we can buy at Lycron for 130. Oh, pottery. Pottery might be a bit of a winner for us if we can get a bit of pottery from Poros there. Let's see, leather. We can sell at Poros for 185. That's not a bad sort of income. Right, so we might buy that, and we might head over to Poros and we'll buy some pottery there for 85 as well. Oh, it is a bit of back and forth at the start of the game. You just want to get money. Obviously, you can do the opposite and not do the trade route. You can get right into the battle side of things. Oh, this has not worked out well. 132. I think we have lost money here. That is unfortunate. It looks like something went wrong there. Can't always trust your trade side of things. But I do know that we can buy some pottery for quite cheap. And we'll take that over to Zonica and sell that there for a reasonable sort of profit. So it's not, look, it's not necessarily buggy per se. This is just a case of you know, prices change as things go. Pottery could sell it for 94. We bought it for about 85. We'll sell a few portions of it. Let's just get rid of all of it. 802. There we go. Went up a little bit in trade value. And let's head out to this place. So this place should be able to provide us with grain, which will be pretty cheap. 9, so I can sell them porous for 13. So I might just buy all of it. Let's see if we can maybe recruit someone over here as well. There you go, recruited. We'll head over to attackers. The sort of little, you can sort of see the little widgets, etc., whatever you want to call it, outside the cities. That gives a bit of an idea of what their main production is. So this place is grapes. Can sell these in Lycron for 47. So I might actually just buy a couple of those. I might have to come back and buy those. We'll get over to Porus and sell this grain first. There's some more. Oh, that was very close. They nearly got us. Oh, they did get us. All right. First battle. So 4 of my little recruits versus 13 of theirs. Fortunately, fighting looters, which, you know, they're not much better than recruits, essentially. This might also help boost our gold for our income. So, got a saber and I've got a bow. I might just go try and harass these guys a little bit. They do have stones, which mean that they can, you know, do have the ability to throw stuff. Fortunately, it won't hurt too much. It's lagging out a little bit. Alright, they've done a pretty good job in this game in terms of the tactics component of it as well. You're sort of able to sort of direct your men quite well on this. Quite good at all. All my men are dead. Versus essentially what is an angry mob, and I can't quite, my horse isn't maneuverable enough to get a nice circle, so I need to just go a little bit wider. There we go, so I can get a bit of reasonable damage on them. Fortunately, none of these guys have pitchforks, because if they did have pitchforks, this would make it a little bit more difficult. It's essentially like a spear, although there is one guy that's got a pitchfork, he just for whatever reason doesn't have it drawn. And that is working out perfectly fine for us. He is also using rocks, so he may at some point get it drawn. And if that's the case, we'll switch over to a bow. Oh, got hit that time. It's looking real, guys. It's getting real. Let's see what we can do. Right, there we go. Come on! Well, might switch over to the bow just because they seem to be taking a bit of a crack at me and doing reasonably well with it too. Oh no! Stuck by the tree, and that's it. That's funny, guys. Alright. And they managed to get me. So now I'll become a prisoner for a little bit rather than bore you guys with that escapade. I might just leave it there for this episode. As always, hit the like button, hit subscribe. Looking forward to doing a few more episodes of this moving forward. And we'll catch up with you guys on the other side of this prisoner escapade. Cheers.